Hi everyone, welcome to Sweet Pea Sewing. I'm Caroline and I'm a fairly new sewist. I started last fall and today we're going to talk about the second make of the Make 9 2025 challenge. So let's get into that. My second make is the New Look 6529 hoodie. I ended up making version C, which doesn't have the hoodie because I really wouldn't be wearing a hoodie. And it doesn't have the pocket or kangaroo pocket or whatever you like to call it. I just wouldn't find that I'd use that either. So I went with the basic version C. What I like to do is use thrifted material as a mock-up first, mainly because I'm a new sewer and I just don't want to wreck that brand new expensive, well, semi-expensive material. And then if that one goes well and I note down the various adjustments that I've done, I will go on and make another one with the material. Unless the thrifted material has turned out absolutely fabulous and perfect, then maybe I won't go on to make another one. But at this point, this is my plan. So my mock-up for New Look 6529, I used this thrifted knit. It's really nice. And it actually didn't turn out too badly. You can see a picture of it here with me wearing it. I did feel the shoulders on that one were a little bit over. I don't feel that in the pattern so much. That was the look that the designer was going for, was dropped shoulders. You can see in the pattern, it doesn't quite look like they meant to have dropped shoulders. In my first mock-up, the shoulders are a bit dropped, so I think the size that I used, extra large, was a little bit big in the shoulders that way. And looking at the picture of me, there is certainly a lot of room in the waist as well. But boy, is it a comfy jersey loungewear, whatever you want to call it. I will definitely be wearing this in the cold weather. It's very comfortable, very soft, just easy to put on. Really, really liked it. View C only has 4 pieces. Front, the back, the arms, and the V-neck band. Wow, did I struggle with this V-neck. I watched quite a few videos on it, examples, and looking back, my takeaway is I should have done it on woven fabric first. I've put in a couple of jersey necklines, but circular ones, and they turned out pretty good. But this V-neck one was a challenge. Let me show you the pattern instructions for the V-neck. Now, for many of you, this is probably quite obvious and straightforward, but it might as well have been written in Greek for me. I understood this part. This part made sense. This part, wow, I couldn't figure it out. I really, really had a struggle with this. Watched quite a few YouTube videos, as I mentioned. And like I say, I think it would have been better if I had done it in a woven fabric first, because what happened with my second make was the fabric really stretched out and it was really difficult to get that nice clean V. You can see in my mock-up that the V is not great. It's not bad. I think I'd give myself maybe a 5.5 out of 10, but it was difficult and I thought that I would not have a problem the second time I did it, but I was wrong. So I looked through my stash and I wasn't able to find fabric that I thought would work well on this pattern. So I decided to go to my local Fabricland and see if there was something there I could find. The pattern says interlock, ITY knit, jacquard, and jersey. I asked them if they had any ITY. Neither of the ladies had ever heard of it, which was surprising to me because I've heard a lot of YouTubers mention ITY. But one of the ladies said to me when she saw the pattern, she said, "We've got some beautiful cable knit. What about one of those?" So I went over and looked at all the cable knits. I'd really never noticed them before, probably because I think most of them are made in polyester, and I've been trying to stick to more natural fibers, which isn't always easy with a knit for heavier fabric, especially this kind of fabric. I have some videos of just me panning over some of the various fabrics and colors, the knit ones, and I'll pop those into the video so you can have a look. As I've mentioned in prior videos, I really like often to try and mimic what has drawn me to the pattern as far as maybe fabric and color. Definitely didn't mimic the fabric with my second make on this hoodie, but I tried to get as close to the color. This color is definitely not as bright pink as this. I love this bright pink, but it is more of a jersey. But I thought this cable knit was quite nice, and so I chose it. Cut it out, that all went okay. Sewed the front to the back and the sleeves up. Then we got to the collar again, this lovely V-neck collar. And I cut the little V down, and I struggled so much trying to get it to match up. I can see that it's one of those things where if you've done it 10 times or 100 times, it's really not very difficult. But I really struggled with it, and this material is a bit heavier, and it just kept coming and fraying, and because I think it's mostly polyester, it just started to really become this horrible pit of bad sewing and V-neckness. I did end up getting it in the end. I don't think it's as clean as it could be, but that's, you know, it's my second try. It's wearable, put it that way. I ended up having to hand sew the back, and I can't show you that because I'd never be able to put another YouTube video up again. But it didn't turn out too badly. At least there's not any puckering that I can see, and I like it. And I think the shoulders fit better. And you'll see in the pictures that I posted that I have dressed it up with a scarf that I just had quickly on hand that my daughter had actually given me a few years ago, and I think it looks quite pretty. I could put a necklace on it, dress it up, dress it down, and again, it's very comfortable, and boy, is it warm, and it's cold where I live today, 0 degrees. And it warmed me up so fast. Polyester, right? That'll do that. So it's good, really good in that respect. I was very happy with that. It's not the kind of loungewear that the mock-up is, but I think it's dressy enough that I could take it out with jeans. I can dress it down. I think I've got a lot of options with it, so it definitely will be staying in my wardrobes. I would rate it as a 7 out of 10. Not so much from the skill set of sewing it, but just from my satisfaction with it. I will make it again. I think it's a really good very easy pattern to sew up quickly. It definitely took me a lot longer because of the struggles that I had with the V-neck, but once I have that down pat, this pattern goes together beautifully. And I just make the hoodie and the kangaroo pocket and wear them for camping, make them in a fabric that is good for that because it's just a really nice pattern. So I give the pattern a 10 out of 10. My next project is part of my Make 5 2025, which is independent patterns. I have made 2 Tilly and the Button blouses. I have videos for those. They were great, even though I think they would be more complicated in a lot of ways than the first 2 Big 4 patterns that I've made as part of Make 9 2025. The instructions are so well laid out with many independent patterns, including pictures. It's so much easier to follow them. So I think the Aisling blouse by Jennifer Lauren will not be too challenging. Maybe that's famous last words, but we'll see. I've got this thrifted IKEA duvet, 100% cotton. I think that has good structure in it, and the Aisling blouse will suit this fabric. I haven't quite decided on the fabric I'd like to make the second one out of, but if this one turns out very well, I may just stop there. I hope it does, because I do really like this fabric, and there's certainly lots here. I could even make 1 or 2 mock-ups from it. So that's next on my list. I would imagine that many of you have planners like this when you're doing a Make 9 or a Make 5 or whatever plans you have, maybe quarterly for seasons or whatever. I've tried to set dates for each pattern so that I have lots of time and I have my deadline. For the Aisling, I hope to be done by February 20th. What I have found as a new sewist is actually the Make 9 and the Make 5 have been fabulous. As far as taking away the guesswork out of what I should do. I think if it didn't exist, I'd still be making pillowcases, simple stuff like that. I wouldn't be moving on to quite challenging projects and patterns. It's really exciting. And I really have to thank Rochelle for coming up with the Make 9 idea, because it really has inspired me and helps me. I look for other channels that have the Make 9. I haven't seen any for the Make 5 yet. I've seen lots of different interesting Make 9 ideas. Many people have come up with fabrics, or they've come up with just skill sets they'd like to learn, and I just love it all. It's all so helpful to me as a new sewist. So thank you for watching. I hope you'll like this video and leave a comment telling me what you think about this hoodie pattern and whether you've made it yourself. It really is a nice, easy one, and it's a very useful hoodie to have. I hope you'll subscribe most of all and follow me along for my next videos. Happy sewing, and we'll see you next time.